So all of you are in the South Dock jail and watch house. You're in the cells of the South Dock jail and watch house. And if you have the Marienburg map, that is number 10, the purple number 10. Right.
Yeah,
Most
right down the centre then, basically.
You've been here before, right? With the exception of Zatari, who's not actually been in here before.
It's somewhere adjacent.
It's somewhere adjacent, yes.
Also, could you increase the size of our tokens? Because we are very small.
Okay, if you want to, we can zoom in.
Oh, yeah,
Zoom
of
in.
course.
Zoom in.
Well, yeah, I'm here as well, of course.
Okay. You were reasonably surprised to see Civ, Father Civ, in one of the cells opposite you, as well. He can explain, right, what happened. Talk amongst yourselves. You can see each other from the through the bars of your cells as best you can. Discuss what happened. There's guards walking around in the background, and the only person you can't see at the moment is Crimson, because Crimson is at the top of the map, and he is currently chained to the wall with a gauze muzzle over his face. Now, he can talk, but what he cannot do is belch fire.
I strongly disapprove of this.
If you weren't so grumpy, it wouldn't happen.
Almost as much as
Fear my strength.
Almost as much as the guards disapprove of having fire belched at them.
I'm trying to locate where.
I'll just put them in their birthday suits. It's fine.
Are you okay?
They can they'll run away then. They can leave us in peace. More, I'm thinking. They'll be embarrassed.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Don't think it's going to work like that, but you know, good for trying.
Oh, hello.
Oh.
What was that roll? No, that might have. There we go. That's made the tokens a more reasonable size on my screen.
I wonder what that was then. It was Jim.
Hello, Chair. Hello, Mr. Hartley. So we're all locked in prison cells.
You're somewhere up here.
I haven't anyone going to work or stay working or anything like that. I'm still trying to sort it out. Beyond, what's the other Latin thing?
I have my feet up on my bed, relaxed.
I'm just answering Joe's question a second, okay? I'm going to put a circle here, right? Because I'm not going to uncover what is a torture chamber, because we're not going to call it a torture chamber. It's going to be an interview room, and there's not going to be the torture equipment in there, okay? I'm just going to put a circle there. Can you see that circle? Can you see a circle that's come up on the map?
Nope.
No. Above VTT is not working very well this evening.
My computer is taking forever to.
We still need to get a laptop at some point.
Okay, reveal. 1 second.
Another drink.
Frog. Circle. Right here.
I'm gonna
No,
go
no.
myself.
You
There
see
we
what
go,
this
it's now,
little
yeah.
circle there, yeah?
Yes, that's go up now.
That's the room. That's the room you will be individually taken to at various points.
What's the back
Okay.
of the last one?
Oh, it's going to
Right.
Okay. So the very first person to get taken, the guards come. They take Oliver.
I've got.
Okay.
Well, you've got that
Okay.
booked in, haven't
And they sit you down. And from now on, when I say cutscene, I'm going to say a character's name, and I will start with some more questions. The assumption is that you have been taken from your cell and put into the interview room, and that the person that was in the interview room has been taken back. If you've ever seen anything like The Usual Suspects or anything like that, this is going to be a montage of you lot being talked to. Is everybody happy with that as a concept?
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah?
I mean, I was just quickly going to go and get a drink if you're going to call her soon, just FYI.
Yeah.
So, see if I can read my notes. I'm going to have to up lighting level.
Oh, shh.
I'm here. I'm very
Let's say, God, Sergeant and Commander Rick Aston in the room with you, Ivan. Right. You're sat down.
The internet seems to be quiet.
Shackled, but you don't have any of your
Tonight.
equipment.
I cannot hear
I
what
can
you're
hardly
saying.
see anybody.
Right. So, you've taken me into this interview room with whom?
Yeah. But he's asking you some questions. Mr. Hartley, if you can hear me, if you can see the image, Waffles is in the cell above you, up here, and he is currently in a powered down state.
Okay.
Yeah.
sedated.
Still not.
Oh, yeah, fucking real. I forgot.
Remember, Commander Ricketts is a bit of a punctilious prick. So he's going to start with some pretty usual stuff like name.
You brought me here, so you know exactly who I am.
I have to confirm exactly who you are to make sure that you are who you are. Just answer the bloody question.
Ivar Greatsworn,
I'm Great Swan.
Paladin of the Church of the Death God.
Only answer the question asked, please. What were you doing in Luigi's Town this evening between the hours of sort of sunset till after sunset? I forgot to write the time there.
We were investigating a splinter cell of a local gang that was dealing with the undead.
Okay, cutscene across the Zatari. Right, you've now effectively replaced Ivor in there. Same question has just been asked to you. What were you doing in Luigi's Town?
I
Go on,
dealt
tell me,
with your
tell me.
pest problem.
What? What pest problem?
Your undead. No.
I don't see any
Most
undead
of the
there.
mobsters, undead cultists, mobsters, cultists, whichever you want to call them. I called them targets.
Why are there so many dead?
Because they kept attacking us.
Cutscene across the mills. Do you care to explain to me exactly why there's a building on fire and part of an area on fire in Luigi's Town? Answer the question, Ranaswar.
No.
Silence,
No.
obviously.
It's rich.
He is currently muted.
Okay, cutscene across the sieve. So, what were you saying about St. Blessed?
Well, it's not an adventure if it doesn't tingle with danger and excitement now, does it? You see?
Cutscene, Crimson. You're not in the same interview room. There's a guard with a piece of coal and then a piece of broom handle gently prodding you.
If someone was
Going,
throwing
do you
around.
remember me? Do you remember me? He's got half a beard. Right, remember me?
I'll burn the other half off for you.
Yeah, you'd love to, wouldn't you? You'd love to. Right, cutscene, back to Ivor. Let me give you some numbers, Ivor. 7 people dead on a bridge, including one that's been beheaded on a roof. 6 people hospitalised in a Red Court Tavern. 2 people dead in a Red Court Tavern. 13 people dead in Luigi Town Square. Right. Cutscene. Back to Satari. Including 2 vaporized.
Yeah. Yeah.
3 beheaded.
That wasn't me.
Cutscene. But can you hear me, Mr. Hartley?
Yes, you hear me.
Okay. Cutscene back to Mills. Right. In case you missed most of that, we were talking about how many dead people there were. So cutscene back to Mills, including one that appears to have been kicked off a balcony into a food blender. Do you care to explain that? None of which, might I add, are the undead.
No, but they were criminals, and their leader was a undead cultist.
Cutscene across to the druid. Do you have something against minors?
Only if they're misbehaving.
Do you think it's appropriate to chase children around the streets of this city disguised as a wolf?
Could have been a bear.
Why were you and a dragon, that's the report we've had, harassing a child in the street immediately before murdering 7 people on a bridge?
To be fair, the child started harassing us and we were just gaining information. And it could have played out a lot worse. He lived. He might have wet himself a few times, but he lived.
Do you mind letting him wet himself down, Sergeant, please? Cutscene. Alexis. One of the guards is poking a fairly inert Waffles, going, so is this thing licensed?
Are you?
You. Cutscene. Back to Ivor. So are you in the practice of ordering your party to burn down part of the city? Which, might I add, has only just 24 hours later been extinguished. We're not quite sure what you used to set fire to it, but it was particularly virulent.
All I would like to point out is you know full well that we cannot kill anybody that it is not their time to die.
That doesn't mean you kill quite a few people.
Cremation is part of burial.
And can you please explain the funeral rites that you were about to enact, carrying most of a dead body back across the city?
He was being, as the leader of a group of cultists, he was being taken back to ensure there was no chance of him reanimating as the undead. Because that is a problem you would not wish to deal with yourself.
"22 people! 22 people in less than 24 hours in my city!
Well, it was obviously their time.
And a fire? And child molestation with a dragon.
Hardly a fair call, that one, is it? I mean, I'm certain you have mentioned plenty of times of things you'd like to do with hot pokers to some of the urchins in this city.
Listen up, I refrain myself from doing it.
Well, if you can make a dragon refrain, then feel free.
Okay. At that point, there's a tapping on the door, right? And you can see, standing outside of the interview room, because there is a small window in the door, a reasonably angry-looking Deacon Ellesmere. And another fairly nondescript-looking gentleman stood next to her.
Yeah, Captain, I don't think you want to be here for the unpleasantries that are about to commence.
The captain turns around to the sergeant and says, "Secure him here. I'm going to go and find out what this is." The captain leaves the room. The guards are still continuing to poke Crimson through the bars of the cell. The rest of you have been fairly well treated. Waffles is back in his separate cage, even though he's inactive at the moment. And the rest of you are, as your icons show on the map. You've been moved back to your cell now.
I'm back in my cell.
You've been back in your cell now. You're back in your cell?
I'm back in the smell.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Looking into the next cell to me.
Yeah.
Div, how did you end up in here?
I never know sometimes, mate. You know, I remember running out of breath and falling behind. And the moment I looked back up to see where everyone was, I was gone. I was lost. The next thing I knew, I was having a discussion with the gentleman with the tiger and ended up having a fight with him. 2 minutes later, he's run off and now I've been arrested. And so long behold, I am here.
So, to clarify, when you said he was fighting with him as an ally against a load of blue hand guys which had caught them in an alley. So you weren't fighting the tiger guy, you were fighting next to him.
Oh, it was a long night. I never know what's going on anymore. But yes, this is how I ended up here. I burnt down half the city.
No, that was us.
To clarify, Ivor, right? I'm telling you this now. The reason why the guard turned up as quickly as they did to Luigi Town is because of the fight that Sid was in with Red Grave. The guard had turned up for that, and then a building blew up in the background.
Okay.
Yes.
Tuesday night then.
It gets noticeably quieter out in the hallway.
Sorry, 1 second. What did you say there, Rich?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought you said something. Sorry.
It gets noticeably
So how are
quieter.
we going to get out of here then?
Walks down the small set of steps, right, and stops outside Ivor's cell. Ivor?
Deacon? You did say start to deal with the problem. So we've started.
I mean, I thought the implication was not to create more problems, but to create fewer problems.
Well, we do have a couple of leads from yesterday evening.
Just save it. We will discuss it in a bit. Right? She turns around and goes like that to Ricketson, who looks most disgruntled, but the nondescript gentleman which was stood next to her when she turned up looks at him and goes, so as soon as he does that, Ricketson looks down the end of the corridor and the guards sergeant presses a activation ring which unlocks all of your spells. Right. Ivor, this is Campbell.
Sorry, say that name again.
Campbell, just Campbell. Right. Single word name like Cher or Madonna or whatever. Campbell. Also, in the background, your muzzle thing has just fallen off your face. Crimson. Right. And your shackles have undone themselves, and you're no longer shackled to the wall. And there are two guards who have been poking you with coal on the end of a piece of broom handle, stood directly opposite you. What do you wish to do about the situation?
I'm going to go with my threat and singe the half of the beard off the one guy.
Oh, here we go.
And then walk past them both and leave them to it.
As you're talking, there's the rest of the corridor lights up. There's a brief flash of fire, and some panicked screaming, and two guards leg it down the other passageway. Ricketson turns around to say something, and Campbell goes, "You and I both know they were asking for that."
I just look at the deacon dead in the eyes, deadpan, and say, "Well, you did give me a dragon."
So Campbell walks down and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, my name's Campbell. I am an agent of the Empire Guard. I would like you to please accompany me. We would like to have a discussion.
I presume
We will be going."
I presume you're not offended by us wanting to collect our equipment before we leave here.
I absolutely insist upon it. In fact, I've had men proceed to where it's been stored, and it will meet you at the boat.
What boat?
I will reactivate Waffles.
Right, Rijax Island or Rikers Island, however you want to pronounce it. Richard, you're the expert. Which is to the west of the city.
Yeah.
Rikers Island?
Yeah, just wax me tough.
Yeah, Rikers Island will do.
Yeah, Rikers Island. Okay, that is the centre of the Imperial presence here in the city. Right, that's an Imperial fortress. Everything else is local, is provincial. Right, and that is where they're going to take you. So you'll be taking a boat from around the Ferryman's Association, which is number 3. And you'll be sailing up down the Boyne Water Canal to Rikers Island. Okay? It's an Imperial boat. It's very nice. It's well crewed. He's not particularly chatty. Campbell's quite a recalcitrant person, as you can tell. He doesn't particularly want to tell you anything. And Deacon Ellesmere is sat with him, neither of which are particularly engaging in conversation with you. Okay.
Simon, we've all the stuff that we took from the bodies. I've still got that on me, haven't I?
Yes.
What was it? Because I didn't jot all of it down last time. I remember a +1 dagger and like 163 gold.
All of the stuff which you had on you when you finished the last event, you have been given back.
Okay.
With the exception of the body of Anders van der Velde.
No.
That's not with you still. Right?
Simon, question.
Yeah.
Have we had a rest at all?
Yes, long rest, please.
Sorry, say again?
Long rest, please.
Right, okay. I was going to say, because I didn't look very healthy.
No. Take a long rest, please, Leroy.
Ivor, on the way, I give you 50 gold and say, here you go, donation for the church.
You can use your imagination about what the island looks like. It's an island fortress, okay? Some quite tall towers, and Mr. Hartley, I would like you to imagine some Barry White music.
Right.
Okay. Because floating gently anchor Is that attached to one of the many towers of the mooring towers of the island? All right.
Is what?
Is the IAS retained? Can you not see it? Need to refresh.
That's
see an airship.
All right.
Oh, very Final Fantasy.
So the artificer is beside himself with joy at being anywhere close to one of these, because he's the pinnacle of technology in the Empire. All right.
I am sort of scooping and clapping my hands together all at the same time, and then sort of going,
If a metallic tiger could look jealous, Waffles does.
Alexis, I have a question for you.
Hello.
What is that big bag filled with? Do we want to let things that I was just going to say, do we want to let things that start fires anywhere near it?
That is filled with a gas called Arium, which is an ultralight gas. And one of the reasons why the Empire is as powerful as it is because it's one of the few sources of this Arium. Yeah. If you can imagine helium but none of the explodiness.
The helium's not
That's helium, not hydrogen.
So that one. No, stupidly more lifting power than helium and hydrogen. Right? Hence the reason why a small bag like that could lift a large vessel like that.
For those who have played Space 1889 and the concept of ether.
Yeah.
Yes. But this is a naturally occurring product. It comes from a stone that, when reacted with another chemical, gives you this area.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. It's just we don't want to upset the Empire by blowing something like that up. I'm presuming.
I'm assuming this
it doesn't immediately catch fire. It's one of the reasons why.
Be a bad idea.
The bigger question is, how many holes can you punch in that balloon before it loses integrity?
Not enough before they fired something fairly significant at you.
No, that is fair.
There is a very big mills in the middle of the map.
There.
So you lot are on Rikers Island, which is to the left hand side of the map. Okay.
Yeah.
So the code that we intercepted from our dead friend Anders?
Yep.
Yes.
I want one of you people with a homunculus to send it to the...
Hold on a second.
To get it deciphered.
Hold on a second. Okay. Right. So you get off the boat and you're taken to some quite comfortable offices in the fortress. There's obviously quite a sophisticated intelligence gathering apparatus that you've walked past. Lots of files, lots of pictures of people, etc., etc., etc. Yeah. This is obviously the Empire Guard provincial headquarters. This being the provincial capital shouldn't be too much of a surprise for you. It's not the sort of place they advertise, but here you are. You all get offered coffee, etc. It's all very civilized. While you're sat having coffee, Deacon Ellesmere asks intern Ivan, and then Aaron, to step into a side office where there's a moderate amount of screaming about how much hassle has been caused, right? including fielding complaints about threatening children in the street while dressed as an animal. Yes? Okay. And basically says that she's going to draw a line underneath it. Yes, she did give you fairly free rein, but that does come within certain obvious constraints. Yes, can we please try to be a damn sight more subtle in future? Pretty please.
Fair enough.
Okay? Consider yourself reprimanded, she says. But well done for catching Anders.
Yeah. On
All
that
right.
point, from information gathered that he spoke himself just
Yeah.
prior to his demise, Deacon, it could be worth investigating where he is from originally. As he said, he learnt his craft and religion from his mother.
Right. Okay. Which is definitely worth following up. Do you have a name, his full actual name?
No, we don't. You never gave us his full actual.
Anders van der Velden.
Thank you. Yes, I did. Okay. So she makes a note of that. So would you like me to pass that information on to, and I'm going to labour a point here on purpose, people, right, to the Office of Information, which is underneath the Temple of the Death God, and you've walked through a couple of times, and I have dropped some fairly unsubtle hints about the possibilities contained therein.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. As in the significant records of the city, including maps, etc., and other intelligence contained within the appropriately named Hall of Information.
We very well, however, may have to look at other methods of inquiry, as Anders van der Velden may well not have been his original name.
Okay. Anyway, your conversation with the deacon comes to an end, and you're all ushered back into the room, and Campbell's there. There you go. Right, I'm just going to start with the bottom line up front. And this doesn't go any further than this, but we're in trouble. The Empire is in trouble. Okay?
I could have told you
The
that.
Kuilan have been making progress, unprecedented progress, against us in the south. Now, you haven't got the option to get a map up at the moment, have you? That'd be a bit difficult, right? Anyway, Stroy province to the south is almost overrun, which is poor news for Chris, because Chris is from Stroy, right?
Chris.
And other areas of actual Stroy itself, the country of Stroy, have been taken, and we've also lost. They've penetrated about 200 kilometres into the Empire on our eastern border with them. Armies of the undead are backed up with fanatical living soldiers, all prepared and quite happy to die and remain dead and continue fighting for men. God, spell his name out, please, Simon. Bear with me. Nenetsu, the Undying Emperor, Undying Pharaoh, sorry. And we're stretched thin. This is not the first bit of shenanigans like this that we've come into contact with. And we need your help. To which end, having discussed with Deacon Ellesmere the constitution of your team and its broad base of experience, we would like to offer to make you, I would like to offer to make you, yourself either, right, a Empire Guard special agent. With the option to deputise all the rest of the members of your team. Special agent may sound quite fancy. It's not as important as an actual agent, you're a acting agent, will be an acting agent. You'll be able to get some assistance off of us. Right? You will not be able to boot doors down citing Empire Guard, but it will keep you out of shenanigans like you've just had with the Guard in future. Yes? Are you willing to accept?
I would like it, with this offer that you are making to me, I need you to consider the fact that my first allegiance is always to my God.
Given.
Simon, can I do an insight check to see how much level of bullshit this is?
Can
I throw an insight check, try and figure out if he is lying or if there's anything untoward going on here?
Okay. Yes, go ahead and roll yourself a dice.
I was going to say, I was going to do an actual insight. 1 second. That is a 19.
Pretty nice.
No, he's on the level.
Okay. Worth a try.
He's absolutely on the level. He doesn't have. There is no second. There is no guile to this man. He's not lying to you. He needs your help.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. What
Right.
specifically is it you want us to act on?
I want you to continue investigating what you have been already, with our blessing, effectively. But more than that, I want you to pull the thread of this and see how far it goes.
So our best start would be to head towards the south, then, wouldn't it?
No.
Would be to head towards the what?
South?
No, the best bet is to work on that code that Anders had and then follow up the rest. Find out exactly how much the Blue Hand's been infiltrated by these cultists.
Yeah, and find
Right.
out how much danger that puts the city in, and stamp it out.
I can see that you are. I can see that you have a firm grasp of the situation. You will report to me on a 2 daily basis. Provide me a report on a 2 daily basis. It can be done via carrier, animal, written report, and I will need you to thumbprint on it. He gives you a block of wax. Yeah. All right. There's a brief ritual, and he tells you to put your thumb in the wax, and the wax turns from grey to a red colour. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And he says you will seal any message to me using your thumbprint, using this wax.
Okay.
Okay. So basically, it's a tamper seal, and it also says it is actually from you. Okay.
Excellent.
And that's literally all it does.
Okay, that's cool.
Right. I'm not going to keep you. Do you want dropping anywhere? Is there any other questions that you have?
How quickly could your team here decipher this and hand him the code from Anders?
I anticipated this question. I actually have the answer. Right. He takes a look at it and he comes back and says, "This will probably take my team a couple of days." However, that's mainly due to the amount of work we have at the moment. If you have any other facilities which can help you with deciphering, I suggest you aim them that way.
Well, in that case, we will require dropping at the Temple District.
Okay. Is everybody in agreement with that?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody in agreement with that? Right. So, you're taken back to the boat. This is a more nondescript boat. Yeah. Covered. And then you are taken from Rikers Island and dropped off as close as you possibly can get to the Temple of Death God. Okay?
Excellent.
Yeah. Right. Temple of Death God. Come on. Undercroft. Are you going to go into the Temple of Death God?
Yes. Briefly, we're going to head
we'll
in. Take the note down to the relevant section and hand it over to get it translated as fast as possible.
Okay, guys. So this is the first level underneath the Temple of the Death God. Right? Most of you, the clergy, have been here before. Right? And the person that you're told to go and speak to, and you know you need to go and speak to, is... Maybe notes and everything. Right. Cornelius Hoekstra, who is the head archivist. Right. Let's talk archetypes here. This man looks like an archivist. Right. He's a priest. He looks like an archivist. Right. If there's a mob somewhere for dusty old men that are all over reading books and stuff, it's him. Okay. Right. So to describe what you're seeing there, there's filing rooms arrayed around a central area, which is the receiving and sorting area, because there's all sorts of records going on, mainly ledgers of births and deaths, other information being brought in as well, right? Lineages, family trees. He sat behind his desk in the central area there, and he sees you come in. You are in that room. That's where you are.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you wish to do? You going to talk to him?
Walk up to him, bow reverently. Head archivist, I have a task that I believe you could assist us with.
What is it then?
We acquired this note from a cultist of the undying pharaoh, and it points us in the direction that we need to go next. However, we need it decoding.
Okay. Okay, takes it off of you. Oh. Yeah, lenses and stuff come down. Okay. Wainwright, another archivist comes over, even kind of dustier looking. This is probably up your street. Right, have a look at this. Oh, yeah. Rotating 14 something. Starts muttering about coding and substitution ciphers and so on and so forth. And he says, probably about 4 hours, I would say. Come back in about 4 hours.
Okay, 2 minutes.
Guys, you've got about 4 hours before you can go back and speak to him. Is there anything else any of you want to go and do in the interim, particularly Mills?
I think I'll go and send some messages out to my contacts to see what's going on.
Okay.
See if they know anything in the nobility about the Blue Hand, any dealings they may have had, any strange occurrences.
Is there anybody in particular that you have particularly relevant information that you need to be passing to?
Right. Well, can I interject there as well, Mills, a second? I would like you to see if you can find any way for us to get... We need a legitimate contact in the Blue Hand gang. That is part of the gang and not undead cultists. We need to find a way in. So, looking at that angle as well with your contacts, please.
If you don't mind, I need to go and send a message.
To who?
An old friend.
Who is?
Just an old friend. He might know something.
Yeah. Are you sending me a message to tell me who the old friend is?
Yes.
I'm going to go to my workshop.
You want to get back to your workshop, do you?
Of course. Well, it's either that or go and play with an airship.
You shouldn't have missed that.
Not
So,
Sorry?
to answer your question, which you sent me on the phone, I don't think so, but we can talk about that later if you want.
Yeah, that's no worries.
Okay. Right.
I said, Lou, the contacts, I'll start with my tavern or brothel owner, and
Madam?
she can just the madam, and she can
She needs to be
pass
informed
on.
that her girl is dead.
Yes, and that we're looking into the Blue Hand and need information on it.
If you remember, she promised you information if you find that information about Chloe.
Yes.
True. I really forgot about that.
Okay, so you go on to the main level, and there are runners that hang around. There's always runners in the city. There's always someone trying to make some money to do something. And we've even got someone on the employ of the church as well. Right? Would you like to send a runner, or do you have a description of how you would contact her for us? Because it is your contact, your tradecraft.
It's up to you. I mean, you have 4 hours, so you could go and give the information over in person should you wish to. More of a personal touch, seeing as her girl is dead and you know who did it.
Yeah. I'll probably go in person to speak to her and take. I'll take Ivor with me.
Yeah.
Because I believe that she may, because even though she's my contact, Ivor's aware of what I do, and he then becomes an alternative contact. But I also send a runner to tell me that I will meet her at her living quarters rather than at brothel.
Suggestion?
Yeah.
At the same place which you met before, the Gilded Feather?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So the runner disappears, and about an hour later, you get a message back that she'll be there shortly after sunset.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is that within our time frame?
I don't entirely expect a reply within 4 hours for those ones.
No, okay. That message that you've sent through wandering around and using your street smarts.
Knowing a guy to speak to, yeah.
Okay. Knowing a guy to speak to, having bumped into somebody that you recognise as somebody you might want to send a message to, that's going to take about at least a month, minimum of a month to get down to the Southern Empire, particularly given you're at war. Okay, but no, I will pass the message on. That's fine for future. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So where is everybody going? So Mr. Hartley is going. So Alexis is going back to his workshop. All right.
Indeed.
At the chapter house. Crimson and Erin, you're going to where? Or where are you staying? Are you going to stay in the temple, or are you going to?
Where does Ivan need me?
stay here for now in case they decipher it quicker, because I'm going to go with Mills to deliver deliver the unfortunate news of the passing of young Chloe to her madam.
No, that's
Margo.
fine. Do you want me to mind the dragon?
Dragnall is fully capable of minding himself. I will just remind him to watch his temper whilst in the church.
Okay.
I'll be a
So,
good dragon.
you and Mills, you and Ira walk across into the old money ward.
One other thing that I want to say before I disappear as well, with collecting all my gear back, I hand my old set of chainmail to Dragnall.
Dragneel.
Saying this will offer you a little bit more protection than what you're currently wearing.
Okay. Right. So please have a look at updating your character sheet with a set of chainmail for us.
Then I will remove a set from mine.
Just want to point out to Civ that you still have cursed. Is it cursed lamp oil? Who's got that, Civ?
No, I've got the cursed lamp oil.
You've got the cursed lamp oil, hasn't it?
Right. So the chainmail you've got requires a strength 13, but gives you armor class 16.
Okay.
Oh, chainmail is good.
You need to download it in everything available.
Passive perception. Let's have a look at what passive perception is.
Mills has a lot, I believe.
I've got 17 passive perception.
Is it 17? I thought yours was 20.
Chainmail. Heavy armor.
Perception?
Yeah, heavy chainmail armor. Yeah.
Yeah, Mills, your passive. Oh, no, that's your
class
passive
16.
investigation is 20.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. Equipped.
So you're really, really good at looking for things.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you notice as you're walking through the city with Ida, that you don't feel like you're being followed.
I don't feel like I'm being followed.
You don't feel like you're being followed. Whereas before you felt like you were being followed quite closely.
Yeah.
If you're being followed, you're being followed extremely expertly. But you don't get the impression of any sort of malice. If you understand what I mean? Before it felt oppressive, you were being followed. You knew you were. Yeah. Right.
Mm-hmm.
You always, because you're a suspicious bugger anyway. You always assume you're being followed. Right. Yeah. But if they are, they're well enough not to light you up.
Yeah. We still take a fairly roundabout route using all the tradecraft to see if I can spot a tail or if there is one to shake it.
Okay.
Because that's what I would normally do.
Okay. No problem. So you get to the Gilded Feather. All right. Sun's just set. You and
Ivor.
Oh yeah. Just coming in. There we go. You're over there. Why? You're there apparently. You're a tiny picture. Why are you such a tiny picture?
This is what I was saying earlier.
Hang on a second. I've just refreshed my one of the VTTs and it's bigger. So give me 2 seconds. He's much bigger now.
There we go.
Yeah, that's good. That's much better.
There you are. So you stopped hiding under the table.
He came in super stealthy.
Do you need to see what Margo looks like again, or are you happy for me to just describe her?
No, I know what she looks like.
Yeah.
What's her name again?
There you go.
The name?
That's what she looks like. There we go.
What was her name again?
Margo Palmhill.
One person, please, because you cut each other out.
Margot Palmhill.
Okay.
I'm going to do a perception check.
Yep.
That should have done something.
Yeah.
20.
Okay. Okay. What are you specifically looking for?
I'm looking for anyone that may be watching her or watching us or taking any particular interest of us, or anyone that stands out as being possibly Blue Hand.
Right. Your perception check was good enough that I'm going to give you this information. This is one of the places that's a safe space in the city. Yeah?
Yeah.
Blue Hand is not welcome here. And they also know that they're not to do any business here.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay? Because even Blue Hand need to go somewhere to not be Blue Hand and have a drink occasionally. Yeah?
Yeah.
Right? This is very much neutral territory. And if anybody is watching anybody, you feel like it's in fact, you know that they like Margot in here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? They like Margot in here. This is a group of friends is perhaps a strong word, but associates, and she's definitely friends with the owner.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay? This is the reason why you meet here is because of this. Yeah?
Yeah, but I'm a secret agent, Lou. I'm a secret agent, Lou. I'm always suspicious and always do checks.
Okay. No, it's always good.
Right. So,
She's not armed with anything more than a dagger either, by the way.
Mm.
She says, okay, so you have some news?
Yes, unfortunately, it is unfortunate news. She was killed, but we also have avenged her.
Was it that prick Anders?
Indications are that it is. In fact, no, it's. Sorry, I can't remember the information, and I can't remember if we found it was him or he or was someone else.
It was an associate of his.
It was an associate of Anders. Let's have a look. See.
Trick Keedham. She's Tick Keedham. And if you want to, as soon as you say the name, she's like, little Quillan bastard.
Mm-hmm.
What name was that?
Chef Tick Keedham. Chief Keedham. That's probably the better way to pronounce it. He is the one with the scarab pendant.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. I don't think you'd given us his name.
Yeah.
With the snake talk upper arm scarab pendant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oily looking little twat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Could you spell his name out for me, please, Simon?
Chief IC Keedham. Keadum. So Chiefic is the first name. It is all one word. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
You should all probably remember that.
Yeah. Well, wasn't it?
Where was she found? Says Margot.
In her lodgings.
Did she suffer much? Did she suffer?
Really, unfortunately, yes.
Never should have trusted them. Never should have trusted them.
We have indications that the Blue Hand may have been infiltrated by someone out of country.
If Anders was doing anything, he would have been doing it on the orders of Drex. Okay.
Who is Drex's opposite number? 'Cause we need a way in that isn't contaminated with these undead filth.
Right, Drex Kramer. He's the boss of North Shore Boys. Right. He's the boss of North Shore Boys. Right.
Mm. But in the Blue Hand Gang, he's not the boss.
He's not the boss. Right. The boss, the Blue Hand in the city. And you have been told this by
Benjamin Veck, isn't it?
Benjamin Veck, or Vink, however you pronounce it. Vink, Vink, Benjamin Vink. Right. You absolutely know that name, Richard. You know Benjamin Vink. Right. You've heard of him before. Right. In fact, you've probably heard of Benjamin Vink. He's not fucking nasty version of Robin Hood. Combination of Robin Hood and Al Capone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And not as widely as a nasty piece of work. Right. I know that they have got a place in Richgate. Right. Richgate is just south of Luigi Town. Okay. The Richgate area for yourself, Mills, because you are more of an expert on the city than anybody else.
Yeah.
The Richgate area it's reasonably business-like. A lot of trade goods pass through there. There's lots of merchants' houses, but they're not the swanky merchants' houses. They're the middlemen that move stuff around. Right?
Yeah.
It's not your top guys, but these are the guys that will handle stuff for those guys. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The upper middle class rather than nobility.
Yeah, lots of little shops and stuff. And it's quite a busy area, and there's a lot of coming and goings. Right? It's not far from the docks, from some of the docks there.
Well, that's the main harbour is just along from it. So yeah.
Yeah. Right. So there's a lot of stuff passes through there. Right? And she said she knows that there's something in there, and the only thing that she'd overheard them talking about is something to do with the butchers. Okay?
Okay.
She's obviously upset, but she's more angry than tearful.
I would like to inform you that so far Anders has paid for his crimes with his life. And Kefik will follow suit.
She looks Mills square in the eye and says, "You've already done enough for me, but if you fancy spitting in the eyes of those two when they go down as well, that'd be very nice of you."
Oh, I think I can do better than that. Put it this way, I don't think Anders is going to be having a very good time at this point.
No.
What?
So she looks at you, Ivor, and she says, "Don't overuse this, but you have a friend in me." No.
Yeah.
But both of you remember I still have to live within this city.
Oh, that's fully understood. Thank you very much.
Okay? And she gets up and she leaves.
Thanks.
Okay, what do you two want to do?
Right. Mills, I want you to go and find me some steak. I will be back at the chapter house. Awaiting word on the translations. Hopefully with the information that it's somewhere in Rick's Gate and it's a butcher's. With what they give us, we can narrow this down and we can get a handle on this fairly quickly. But
I'll come back to the chapter house with you. I'll speak to the Office of Information, see what we can find. They'll have maps showing us butchers in that area. Never know.
For
There might be.
Clarity's sake, the chapter house is where all of you stay and live when you're in the city, which is on the east of the city. And the Office of Information is underneath the temple.
Yeah, sorry. I'll go back to the temple and speak to the Office of Information, get some information, see if we can find out what butchers are where.
Okay.
Get some more information about that area.
Okay. Right. So we can have another kind of montage if you want. Of you lot back at the Office of Information, poring over various maps, etc. Right, and marking out the locations of butchers that are listed, but more importantly, you'd probably be looking at the information about people that registered themselves as butchers when their children were born.
Yep.
Yes, and recent births, etc., of children to people that call themselves butchers. Yeah, and so that's how the information will have been collated, etc.
And also,
six in number there.
How many?
6.
6. And cross-referencing that with old maps, which of those butchers' dwellings have access to significant tunnels underground? I'm presuming that's something that we'd have in old maps.
Well, 2 is definitely just 20.
I'm so glad. I love you sometimes. Really
also, I suggest either that he sends the information about the butchers over to the Empire Guard, to see if any of them are either
under suspicion of anything.
Yes, suspicion of anything, and also to make sure they are not born foreign.
Okay, so while you've been poring over that and getting your information together, right, the note comes back and it tells Anders that Drex will be working from the Lame Mare, right, for the next week. Right. At this point, a fairly battered-looking Redgrave is in the area, right? And if you remember, he had been putting together information about all of this. So, would you like to go and speak to him as well?
Yeah. Just 2 seconds. I'm just going to turn my light on so I can actually see things.
Where is the Lame Mare on the map?
The Lame Mare is in the east wall area. Which I'll wait for Mills to come back, because Mills will be the person to tell me about this.
Yeah, I'm back.
Right. So, Mills, the Lame Mare is in the east wall area. Right? Now, the east wall area, as you can probably see from the map, is reasonably extensive, and it's very hibbity. It's very low rent. It's like the 5 Points in New York, back in Gangs of New York era.
Oh, so somewhere that's highly flammable. Cool.
Yes. Somewhere that's highly flammable, not looking at anybody in particular, Crimson. Okay.
I'll get the fire extinguisher.
Have you got to speak to Redgrave, have you?
Yeah.
Okay. So Redgrave will tell you that the east wall is absolute North Shore boy territory. Okay. That's their main kind of recruiting area as well. There's Knife Alley, and that sort of scummy area. That's where they get most of their miscreants from. He says, and even he says, tread lightly there. Yes.
Yep.
That's enemy territory. If you could describe anywhere in the city as enemy territory, yes, they do not respect the law there at all. Yeah.
Can
Okay.
chase children like wolves here?
Pardon?
So can I chase children like wolves here?
Yes.
Yeah, but you might end up with a couple of crossbows in you for your troubles.
But no, they would probably kill you and skin you just so that they could get a wolf skin to sell.
True. We'll set the dragon on them, it's easier.
Okay, so what's your plan then? Right, so,
Collect the information, send all this information over to the Empire Guard as well, see what information they've got on the east wall area.
Yeah.
And the information they may have on Drex himself, any indications of whether he may or may not be a undead cultist.
Okay, so Greg will tell you that there's no particular evidence of him being any sort of undead cultist. However, he is an absolutely mercenary piece of scum that will sell his own grandmother for a couple of pennies. The man is all about making money, and there's been rumours of him bucking to become capo de tutti capo of the city as well. There is friction between, and has been friction between him and Benjamin Vett. Okay, mainly because Drex was the head of the one of the biggest gangs in the city, and nominally under the control of Benjamin as well. Benjamin Vett came up through the South Shore Boys, which is a much swankier kind of setup, much more sophisticated, and they work south of the river mainly. Yeah. Right, so to answer your previous question, if you're looking at the map, Ivan.
Yeah.
To answer your question, yes, there are. Rick's Gate is actually raised up a reasonable amount. You're talking about 30 or 40 feet above the level of the canals. It slopes down to the south towards the docks. Yeah. Keslan Way. And that small island to the south east of it, connected by two bridges. They're on the same sort of level. And as you come down towards where the docks are, that's where the land slopes down towards the water.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So coming from Luigi's Town, you kind of come up to go across the bridges, and then you're on a raised area, and as it goes down towards the south, it dips away, apart from that other separate island, which is raised up. Has anybody got any questions about that? Did we cover that again?
No.
So we have 6 butchers that need investigating there.
So to answer your question about tunnels, using topographic maps and stuff, there are natural caves and caverns underneath Rick's Gate, right, which you may be able to find.
Okay. Do any of the butchers?
Some of them come in from the water.
Okay.
Okay.
Does any of the butchers correspond with the natural caves that we know about?
Yeah, and they are used to bring merchandise in to be hoisted up to warehouses.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lou, just a quick side note.
Yeah.
On my character on above VTT, the health points are wrong.
Has it not updated?
Yeah. Because at the moment my
hit points 27.
Current hit points 27, but on that it says 21 out of 21.
Well, on here, yeah. Okay, don't mind. We'll I will sort that out. Okay.
We'll figure that out when it comes up.
Yeah, I was just going to say, before we got into combat, I wouldn't want to die prematurely.
Yeah, don't worry. I would sort that out. Besides, you would be putting your hit points into your character sheet anyway.
Right.
So worst case, just ignore the first 7 damage.
Yeah, worst case, we just ignore that. Thank you for bringing it up to me. It was helpful for you, Thomas. Okay. Given all that information that you've got, what do you want to do?
Should we just go start asking questions? Maybe not as a group this time, as you all look.
Should we divide into two?
Well, we've got the
Two
information from the butchers. I would suggest that we avoid East Wall.
Was it Drex or was it Benjamin that's supposed to be working out the butchers at the minute?
Correct.
No, Benjamin is working.
Sorry, Drex is in the lamb. No,
the lame mare.
Yeah.
Lame mare.
That's the East Wall area, and I suggest we avoid that. Otherwise, we're going to get.
Sorry, to clarify that, it's Drex that we're working out of the lame mare, right?
Yeah.
Benjamin Vec, the whole city's his. Yeah.
Mm.
Yep.
Right. And he's only as successful as he is because he's extremely difficult to pin down. Yeah. Right. So Drex would be working from the lame mare this week. Next week he'd be working for somewhere else, and he wouldn't be sleeping in the same place twice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're running something out of the butchers.
Yeah.
So I suggest we go look at the butchers. I would suggest avoiding the East Wall area unless we want another fight like we had yesterday.
Yeah.
So I suggest we go find the butchers, see if we can get a line on Benjamin Vec.
Because having half the gang turn on themselves would be beneficial. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So who's going where?
I've made myself look nondescript as per usual for these scenarios.
What I will suggest for now is Mills. Honestly.
Yep.
Any thoughts, Mr. Hartley?
My connections. That. So, Mills, if you take Zatari with you.
Yep.
It helps if I unmute.
Yes.
Yes.
Aaron.
Well, I'm not with the party, so I know none of this.
Yeah.
Right. So, Mills, if you take Zatari, Aaron, and Crimson with you.
Yep.
And go and investigate the butchers.
Yep.
Myself, Civ, and Alexis will. Let me have a look. See what's the. Right. We'll make our way towards. The rather northerly located East Gate.
Rather northerly located East Gate, which is. Give me a number, please.
Just above Knife Alley, number 5.
I'm assuming someone's coming
between North Wall and East Wall.
Yeah, no, I know. I found it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming someone's come and collected me as I was having a lovely lunch in my workshop.
we will come. We will come and collect you on the way to go there because I want to investigate.
How do you want to get there?
Ride the tiger.
How do you want to get there? I'm just going to point out that you are in effectively what is basically Venice or Copenhagen
Yes. Well, I would say if Mills, your group takes boats to get
across
over
the dock.
to go across to the main docks and come up through Rick's Gate that way,
Yep.
we will walk through the city to head towards the East Gate, and we will probably tarry near the sign of the Bush and Gull.
Now, the side of the bush
Being
and
Gull being the tavern at the top end of the dealer's market, just before you get to the bridge going over to the gate.
yeah. Okay, so we'll do this in two separate groups. And you guys are starting to walk through the city.
Zedecky, before we all split up, Zedecky, should the group require Zedecky? What am I saying, Zedecky?
Sorry.
That's one of your characters, isn't it?
Yes. he was a slightly dodgy warlock.
Oh, I wonder what.
As if there's anything as a non-dodgy warlock.
Yes.
Hey, I only sold my soul to a genie.
Yes. So, should you require us to divert our course and come to you, you have the means to signal us. Yes.
Yes, I can message.
The parrot's back.
I'll try and be subtle. Where did you go?
You know the parrot's called Luther, don't you?
Yeah.
And also the only person that can really understand him is Chris.
But still, where did you go? Why?
Animals.
So if we're walking through the city slowly, the others are going to get there quite a bit before us. So if you want to do them first.
Yeah. Okay. So, you guys, I'm going to say that there are boats and basically water taxis available all over the place. Yeah.
Yep.
You happy with that?
Yep.
So you're going to take a water taxi. You'll sail mainly through. You'll go through the canals. I mean, you won't go out to the main the main waterways unless you have to, because they're only fairly small boats.
Yeah.
And you move uneventfully across past the Duisburg Bridge in the centre there. You go underneath there, and you end up there you go. And then you sail across the Kesseland Way. Do you want to immediately go to the docks, or do you wish to do anything else while you're in the boat?
You could reconnoitre the tunnel entrances and see if there's anything that's got anything looking suspicious down there.
I'm gonna get my parrot to do a buzz down the fucking and just see if he can spot any. I'll see through his eyes as he's going. See if we can spot any water entrances.
Yeah.
Any sewer pipes? Anything like that?
Right, let's have a look at your.
Would you like an investigation check?
I think so. I don't need one, but I'm going to look at what your passive perception is, because
my passive investigation and perception is 11.
Is it 11?
Yeah.
As we're floating past, I'm giving it a damn good looking over as well, and my passive investigation is 20.
Yeah, that's much better.
Which way are you going around? I'm assuming you're going to sail around Rick's Gate, yeah, and come back towards the.
Yes.
Clockwise, anti-clockwise, you call it.
Well, we want to end up in the main docks, so we'll head up towards the two islands with the bridge.
Yeah.
And then go sort of past Kislivian Way up to the docks before we land.
Okay, right. So I'm going to say that you've been up the central canal separating the 17, which is the main harbour, from Richgate, and you're going to go around a clockwise loop around there to come back down between those two islands. As you're going through, you see, and they're not hidden, right?
Yeah.
You see there are open caves there that have been reinforced with archways. And there is it's night time though. There's a small amount of traffic coming in and out of these tunnels, small boats, and they're laden with various goods. Yeah. And you can see that the tunnels are lit inside there. This is not some dodgy dungeon. This is something that's been hollowed out and used for trade. Okay? There's a number of them there. Yeah. I'm going to ask for an actual perception check of both of you, please.
Don't forget you've got Erin there as well and
Are
Dragonel.
they on a boat as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in the
we
boat.
are.
So that's
20.
a 19 from me.
And a 20 from me.
What?
Yeah.
Do you want
Two
us
rolls
to
in
do
a row,
our
Rich?
perception checks?
Yeah, that's all of it, please.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
And then
Amber,
we're
you
on
can
the
literally turn into a bird and go over there yourself.
I know,
Exact-
but I forgot how to do it then. Jeez, my brain just went in it. Perception.
Don't worry, mine does that quite often.
13.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm not going to bother waiting for. Did you say Chris was with you?
Oh,
Yeah,
here
he
it
is.
is.
we were having a
17. They're all being relatively perceptive over there.
surprisingly.
I'm going to put that down to the fact that they all know what they're looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm putting it
We're
down
having a
to the
bit of a
fact
problem
that
with this cat.
What I'm going to
last
say is,
game-
go on.
as I say, I'm putting it down to the fact that in the last game, my perception and that rolls were crap, but my fighting rolls were brilliant. Looks like I'm going to be having the opposite problem this week.
No, we can't afford that one.
Right.
When I had it roll.
Okay. As you're going past a tunnel that is between the two southern bridges coming off Rick's Gate. Yeah.
Southern Bridges coming off.
There's Rick's Gate. There's an island with two bridges separated from Rick's Gate.
Yep.
The southern, those two bridges there are basically above the A of Kislan Way. Yes.
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 If you drew a line straight up about there, right? As you're going past there, you see up one of these tunnels, right? A blue hand guy. All right. You see, you capture them a view of them unloading some weapons. Yeah, and then rapidly cover it back up again. All right. Can I get a stealth check from all of you at an advantage, please?
Advantage, yeah.
Stealth. Advantage. Roll.
23.
12.
16.
Two of us disappear.
That's right on the hairy edge there, Crimson. Right on the hairy edge. Right. They do not spot you four gawking at them from inside the tunnel. Admittedly, you're on a small boat. It's now dark. Right. But that tunnel heads to like the north underneath Rick's Gate. Okay.
Does that correlate with any of the butchers that they know that they're going to investigate? Any of the 6?
It looks like the tunnel heads towards the central block of Rick's Gate.
Is there any way we can follow it, like, once they've disappeared?
We can, but we're going to have to be stealthy.
Okay, so we can tie up Crimson so he doesn't make a noise and he doesn't set things on fire. And then-
we'll go in. We'll go into Rick's Gate. We know that area. We'll check the area of the butchers. Don't forget, we're here to try and find people we can work with in the Blue Hand.
True.
Yeah, sneaking in the front, in the back door might not be the best way of introducing ourselves.
We don't want to fight with the Blue Hand in this area. Not if they can get us in against the North Shore boys.
Okay, so you
I didn't
land
forget that. It was
further
just
down on the main dock, just at a small jetty down on the main in the main docks area. Okay.
This might be a time for me to point out I owe the Blue Hand a lot of money.
Well, don't look like yourself then.
He doesn't. He currently doesn't look himself.
No, I've been basically every 55 minutes have been changing what I look like.
But Crimson, what are you currently doing? Right, you've all just got off the boat. I would like to point out to you that even though this is a pretty cosmopolitan area, you are a quite tall dragon dressed like a pirate.
In chainmail now.
I mean, that explains the bad stealth roll.
Yeah, essentially.
Do you wish to continue doing the scouting mission with them, or would you like to get back in the boat and go and meet?
Well, he could.
Why don't you go to a bar? Why don't you go and have a drink?
Well, we were heading to a bar, so he could head off to meet us at the sign of the Brush and Gull.
Why don't you scout ready for when Ivan and all that get there? Because it would just look like a random pirate dragon with chainmail having a wander around a very suspicious area.
I'm a little early for it as well.
Can I ask how Aaron and Mills are dressed? Are you in full regalia, or have you two guys decided to dress more nondescript?
I've gone to
Lou, I'm a secret agent. Of course, I'm dressing nondescript.
You haven't so far in this entire game. You haven't so far in this entire game. That's why I asked.
No, because the other time I've been acting official. I'm not acting official now, so yes, I have. I am now dressing nondescript.
Yeah, I've gone back to my sort of hometown sort of look, just generic elf.
Generic person walking around in the city looking. Okay.
Yeah.
So as a result, all of your stealth checks will be at an advantage from this point forward, and so will yours, Zitari.
Cool.
You will have a +4 to your stealth checks, Zitari.
Cool.
Okay.
Just remember, you're going to places to buy meat.
Pardon?
So, effectively, yes, look like people going shopping.
I look like a relatively well-off servant.
Okay.
As if I'm going out to buy for the boss some nice cuts of meat.
Okay, so you guys are making your way towards Rick's Gate, and Crimson's on his way towards the bar. Yes.
Yep.
Jump back in the boat, heading towards the bar. Okay. I'm going to pause there, and I'm going to roll back over to Ivan and Civ and Alexis. As you are walking across the Hoop Bridge, I just want to point out to you that there are chalk marks and a number of police hanging around the place, including a currently trying to move a body from the roof.
Yes.
As you come off the end of the bridge and you are near the gift of sorry, wrong one. Palace District, the Gull and Trident, which is number 3. Yeah.
Yep.
There's a number of guys sat around outside the Gull and Trident. And one of them's kind of leant against the wall. He's not obviously Blue Hand, right? Because he's not dressing like he's Blue Hand. But you can tell he's Blue Hand. Yeah? And as you're walking along, he knows you've seen him. You know that he knows that you've seen him. Right?
Oh, he knows that you know that he knows he knows.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Everybody knows. Everyone's on the same page here.
Yes.
Right?
Does he recognise exactly who we are?
Oh, yeah. He says, Ivan?
I'd stop and just look at him. Yes.
Benjamin says you would like a drink.
Sorry, I missed the name there.
Benjamin says, would you like a drink?
Yes.
He says, you know where he's drinking at the moment. It's where Drex normally hangs out.
What type of dog is that?
Or is currently hanging out.
The lame mare.
So he's at the Lame Mare. Okay. Is he?
And the guy turns around and he walks off.
Okay. Well, looks like we're expected.
Okay. So that's that piece of information. Bearing in mind that Crimson's currently going towards somewhere else.
He's heading to. Well, we've still got to go that way to get over to East Wall. How far along East Wall is this Lame Mare?
Do you know where the A of East Wall is?
Yeah.
About there.
About there. Okay. That's fine. So I'm just thinking, if he's in a boat and we're walking, we're there. He's probably. I'd reckon coming from the docks, he's probably going to be about where we are anyway, coming into the dealer's market.
He's not far from the silk market at the moment.
Okay.
He'll come up through next to the silk market, that canal.
Yeah. Yeah, looking to berth somewhere along there to walk across the dealer's market. Yeah. Okay, so we'll.
You do have somebody who has a homunculus servant that could be sent to find him. Hint.
Yes. Alexis, if you would do the honours, please. Make sure.
No idea what you're talking about.
Right.
Yeah,
We've had a change of plan. Benjamin Veck has invited us for a drink at the Lame Mare. So we will be making our way directly there rather than stopping at the Gull and
The brush and gull.
Yeah, sign of the brush.
Sign of the brush and gull.
So if you could send your little pet to inform the other half of the party and to make sure that no one is straggling in between that gets lost, we will slowly make our way across the dealer's market and in that general direction. We are being watched, gentlemen.
Yes, you
I
are
shall
being
take care
watched.
of my small metal monkey with its fez and waistcoat.
Okay, Ivan, Siv, and Alexis, can I please get a? What's your passive investigation, Ivan?
Investigation. My passive is 14.
14. Alexis, your passive investigation, if you have it.
My passive investigation is 15.
15. And Siv, yours is?
10.
10. Okay. Right. Together. Right. You don't feel threatened currently.
Okay.
Yeah. You're being watched, but not aggressively so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unlike before, where we were aggressively watched.
Yes. Yeah, no. You understand the difference between this? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm
I
presuming.
sound off my small winged monkey, by the way.
Yes.
Marcel.
Marcel. Have you just named my small winged monkey Marcel?
Correct.
Okay,
Right.
I stand off my small winged monkey called Marcel.
He has a fez. I'm just going to point that out to you.
And the waistcoat.
And the waistcoat, obviously.
It's the flying monkeys from the Wizard of Oz.
Maybe.
All right. So
Find that, or if you've ever seen Indiana Jones and the Ark, the last Ark.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
the
the
winged version of the monkey in that.
you mean Indiana Jones and
Yeah.
the Raiders of the Lost Ark? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's got wings.
Sorry, my
And
brain went Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Crystal Lost Ark thing.
Yeah.
The crystal, the crystal last covenant. Yeah. Yeah.
Indiana Jones and
I'm presuming that the monkey directs Crimson to meet us in the market, and we mosey on our way towards the tavern.
Yeah.
On the second, let's have a look at something here.
when did we get monkey?
Okay, right.
Made it.
My
I'm
monkey.
going to cut scene back to the other half of the team.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And just let me put you into here.
You're knackered.
Right. You can't. The reason that's all blacked out is you can't see what's inside there. Okay. I'm hoping that I managed to uncover the walls on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just going to do a quick refresh because I'm still in the pub.
Okay. That is the central block of Rick's desk. Okay. It's a fairly rambling structure. Yeah. Which looks like a large central warehouse with the shops around the outside. Yeah. Or part of that central block there. Okay. There are a number of people wandering around the outside, a number of different shops. So I'm going to add you guys to here. And I'm sorry if the tokens are small, but that's just how it goes.
No, that's fine.
That's the scale of the map. All right.
Well, is it like an indoor market type area, or is that just one building?
Basically, it's like a city block, and there's little shops around the outside of it. All right.
Okay.
Cool.
Mhm.
Right.
Zatari, and you are here as well. So you guys have come up from the docks, and you've entered that area from the south. Yep.
Yep.
Okay. So as you're stood there, you can see that this bit immediately, and I'm going to uncover a couple of things here.
I'm just going to jump off a second. I'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. This area here is like a guest house. Yeah, you can see the entrance to a guest house. Bit going on there. And there is here a medicinal plants, kind of apothecary, druidy kind of shop going on. As you get a bit further north, there's a
What's up?
kind of general shop just there. Are you guys going to walk around? You can move your tokens, by the way, and you can do whatever perception checks you wish to do. Okay, it's up to you where you want to go, and tell me which doors you wish to enter or windows you wish to look through.
Cool. I'm just going to do a general perception check where we are at the moment, looking around specifically for Blue Hand Gang and anything that may indicate a butcher's.
Right. Okay.
I'm just going to have a wander this way.
Can I get a perception check off of you, please, Richard, at an advantage?
Oh, at an advantage. Sorry, I'll have to do that again. Advantage. 15.
Okay. Right. There's a surprising lack of obvious blue hand around the place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The building has varied roof heights. You think you get the impression of maybe sentries on top of the building, although they could just be people up there about their business. Okay. But they could definitely be sentries as well on top of the building. Bearing in mind that this is obviously a group of buildings owned by different people. It's not all necessarily owned by the same person. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Okay? Where you're stood outside of the moment, guest house, is that Tatari there, sorry?
Yeah, I just started wandering around, just having a look.
The guest house. Any of the pink, can you see pink squares? You can't see the pink squares?
No.
No.
Okay, that door thing's not worked. Is that? No, don't worry about it.
What, this door
I've
here?
been experimenting with putting doors. There you go. Did you see that come up, did you, Taro?
What, that like... Yeah, now I can see.
Yeah, that's a door.
Okay.
Okay.
It's like a guest house. Yep.
Okay, hold on. I'm not going to bother manning this too much. If you open the door, there's a receptionist sat at that desk and says, "Welcome to El Floppo, the guest house. Would you like a room?"
Not this moment, madam. I'm just having a look around the area, looking for any... Do you know of the best butchers in the area?
Oh, you probably don't go to Old Dan's. That's round the corner. Come out of here, turn left, follow the wall round. He's back corner there. Can't miss it. Red and white awning.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I will maybe be back soon. And just head out. What, left out the door, or... I'm assuming this way, then. This way.
Yeah, he said walk right. She said, well, do you want me to repeat the instructions?
It was followed to the left. I'm assuming she meant left out the door.
Yeah, left out the door, walk around the block, can't miss it, red and white awning at the front.
Yeah, I'm heading around that way.
Looks like a butcher's.
I'll follow around Tatari.
Oh, wrong way. You're going to move you.
You've gone very north.
Yeah, because I've got an unexpected error.
Oh.
Are you going with them?
If the fixers have the DM delete your token and add it again.
Okay.
Refresh.
Now looks like a sunburst.
If you wish to, I'll move him for you.
Let me just try, see if anything happens. No, that's fine.
Yeah, just need a reset.
As you walk along, you can see the sign for here is a scribes.
Okay.
And cartographers on that corner of the building. You still going round?
Yeah. For some reason, I reset back to the starting position. Yeah, keep having a wander. Keep having a wander.
Looking for this red awning.
Yeah. Directly in front of you. Up here.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Oh God! I moved the whole screen, not the token.
Okay, that's your butchers. Yeah, the butchers on this block anyway.
Yeah. Again, I'm going to do a perception check.
Are
Again,
you
looking.
just standing there outside? Are you doing a walk past?
As I'm doing a walk past, I'm going to do a perception check over the butchers, see if we can spot any blue hands or any other indications.
Zatari and Erin, are you continuing to walk with Mills?
No, I'm just gonna wander in.
You're going to wander in,
I
are you?
think I'm just
No,
gonna
wander-
hang back and then come
just
in
gonna wander
slightly
straight in.
after.
Lou, will this perception check be an advantage or just
That's an
normal?
advantage still because you're undetected.
Advantage. Yay! What we got? Oh, 20.
It's a butcher's. Right. It's a fairly. It looks pretty clean and tidy. It's the sort of place you would go into and buy meat from. It's not some sort of scummy place, right?
Yeah.
Everything looks a bit tidy. There's an alleyway down the side.
So they've
Reveal
got
that here.
so they've got definitive meat, not genuine meat product.
Yeah, actual defined meat products.
Yeah, actual beef instead of
Long pig.
Named animal. Named animal. Okay.
Just named animal.
And you've gone inside, have you, Zatari?
Yeah, I've just headed in.
Okay, so it's a butcher's. Right. Wait a second. So you have to select unhide token.
Yeah, look, any sort of indications I can see of any links down to the tunnels? Are we in the area where the tunnels would have popped up?
Okay, what you have spotted is there's obviously a warehouse in the centre of this block.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but there's no particularly obvious way of getting that you've seen yet, anyway, of getting in or out of this warehouse. Yeah.
Any back doors in that I can see in the butchers that might lead into the warehouse?
Have you been into the butchers yet?
Any
I've looked
back
through the
doors that
window.
I can see while I'm in there.
Yeah. So you, what are you talking to him about? Are you talking to him about?
Hello, my friend. I am here representing Sir. I just give him a random noble's name, just like minor noble. He has a party coming up in the next week,
Lou?
and
Yeah, Lou, just for sort of things, I would have passed to Zatari a name that he can banter about that is either one of my contacts or is a cover sort of alias that I know can use and that will not come back to bite him.
Right. Okay. I am going to throw a dice now because you've done that after the fact, after the Zatari started talking, right?
Yes, because until he started talking, I didn't know that was a.
Okay.
Sorry?
I'm going to let you do it. All right. If you got less than a 10, it was going to fall flat in its face. But because you've locked out and got higher than a 10, right, I'm going to let you get away with it. All right.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, Lou, unless people tell me what they're doing.
Yeah, no, sorry, Rich. That one's on me. I probably should have run the plan.
Prior planning, guys. Work as a team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad.
All right. So you're talking to him. Okay. Can I get a deception off of you?
Yeah, I'll throw a deception for you. At advantage.
Yeah.
Cool. Just give me 2 seconds to get to the right screen. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a 24.
Yeah, he absolutely believes you. He's quite flattered that his lordship would consider using his. I've opened these doors up, but his lordship would consider using his humble butchers. He's got a bit of a twang. You detect more of the kind of huge guys and stuff kind of business going on than you would expect a butcher normally to use.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. And he's a pretty beefy guy, right? Looks like he can handle himself. Yeah. He doesn't. He wouldn't initially strike you as somebody who would be a butcher. He obviously is. He's dressed the part and he knows his business. He certainly looks like he knows about cutting things up, but he doesn't immediately strike you as somebody who would be a butcher.
And
But he's very convincing.
do I do this? Do I do this?
To your north,
Yeah.
okay, there is a door into a cold room.
Okay.
Magical cold rooms are not uncommon. Right? Simple cold magic for keeping meat cold. It's a meat locker.
Of course, I would need to see the products before I was able to buy them.
I've got
Would you
plenty
be
of
able
stuff
to show
with
me
you,
your...
sir. Everything I've got on the counter here, I have more of in the back.
Yes, I'm
Is
looking
that
for a
a
very
bit
large
defensive?
order, though. Would you be able to show me your cold room?
Pardon?
Would you be able to show me where you store the rest of it? I need to see the rest of your stock. It is a very large party. It will be quite a substantial order.
Persuasion. Please.
Yep.
Not an advantage.
Just a straight persuasion, yeah.
Straight persuasion, please.
Oh, that didn't go as well. That is a 9.
No. He says, look, so there's no need for you to go back there. If you don't trust my cold room, then my wares at the front here come from that cold room. It's just a cold room, it's just a fridge. Right.
And you know what? I'm going to cast suggestion.
Lou?
Yeah?
Tell me
Here's a question.
you know
What
about
actual information are we looking for from these butchers?
But Jamie's, I don't want to ruin what I'm saying, but Jamie's battering around the right route at the moment.
Okay. That's just that I would
We're
not.
looking for
We'd normally have gone out looking for
dead
specific
bodies.
information. So are we just looking for links down to the tunnels?
As far as you're concerned, you have found the place you're looking for. Okay,
cool.
Yeah, you found the place you're looking for. You found the butchers. You found the warehouse. You found the waterway into the warehouse. And it's up to you whether you will let Zatari continue doing what he's doing.
You're looking for some connection between the Blue Hand Gang, this location, and whether or not this is legitimate business or something that we need to get involved in.
Okay, Jake.
So I'm going to cast suggestion. As I'm talking, just maybe you should tell me everything you know about the Blue Hand activities in the area and what your links are to it.
Right. Is that a wisdom?
That's a DC 15 check, please. Wisdom.
DC
15. You need to beat a 15.
Wisdom.
Yeah.
Okay. DC 15. So he's going to beat 15, yeah?
You've got to beat a 15, yeah. Which you do not. For the next 8 hours, he has to follow that.
Okay, he starts off talking to you about.
And I just gesture the other two to come in.
Yep. So I enter. I'm assuming that's my token.
Yeah, and I'll put Aaron in there as well. He says he's the gatekeeper for this place, and there's a secret entrance in the back of his meat locker.
Cool.
Right, and a blue hand used the warehouse back for moving stuff. Right, he doesn't know an awful lot more than that. It's his job to stop mobs getting in through the meat locker.
Mm-hmm.
Right, he opens the meat locker door. Right, and it's a meat locker. Yeah, and there is a hidden door at the top back left-hand side of that meat locker. Yep. He doesn't know how many people are inside. That's not his job.
He's just
and this week's password is I would like £5 of your best chitlins.
Do you want anything else from him?
Should we get a pack of bacon?
No,
Yeah,
I would. I speak to the others. I speak to the others and suggest that we don't actually enter because we don't know how many people there are down there. But I can get some of my contacts to keep an eye on the place, and we can also report it to the Empire's Guard, and they can do further investigations and keep an eye out.
No, I also just saying I have a couple of spells, so I could always. I've got pass without a trace, so I can concentrate and hide for up to an hour, so I could sneak in and sneak out. Or I can speak to animals, so if we know that there's like rats or anything there, I could literally ask them how many people are inside. Just
Okay.
saying.
Not a bad shout.
Yeah.
That's if a rat can count.
Oh, look, rats have got to have more intelligence than like slugs.
Rats are actually very smart.
Yeah, they can. They do the mazes and stuff, don't they?
Okay.
Is there rats in the butcher's shop though? That's
There's
the
no
question.
rats in the butcher shop apart from the ones that are hanging up ready to be served. Bit of a delicacy in the dwarven coming in.
Yeah, fair enough.
There's food.
So
Right.
what?
Not in the butcher's shop. There's not that.
No. But if we went outside, is
Down by the docks, there'll be some rats.
Yeah. How about we just head that way as a casual walk, and I'll go and chat up some rats.
So the tunnels, yeah. That's probably a better idea because what we don't want to do is open the door in the meat locker.
No.
Because we don't know what's behind it.
Okay.
No,
So
that's
are you exiting the shop?
Yeah, we're going to leave.
Okay.
He's still under that until I drop it.
Right. Is he going to be visibly?
No, from what it says, he's not like visibly under any form of control. It's just he's now had to follow that command.
His suggestion he's under suggestive control of Jamie. So if Jamie suggests,
you guys are leaving this area here. You're going back towards the docks to try and find some rats to talk to.
Yeah, in the area where we think the Blue Hand Tunnel was.
Okay. No problem.
or
Right.
any type of animal. To be fair, just
Cutscene back to the rest of the group. Are you going to the lane mare?
well, we've been invited, so we've brought.
Crimson has rejoined you, and you are currently.
I'll be back in a second, gentlemen.
So where are you going? Are you going to the East Wall District to go to the lane mare?
Might as well. They're expecting us, so
Sir, do you agree? Yeah?
Ragnall's with us. You know, we've picked him up on the way. It's we're not.
You have waffles with you, Alexis?
Sorry, say again.
You have waffles with you, and Marcel's come back to you as well.
Yes, I have waffles and Marcel. Marcel could be sat on my head. Or shoulder,
Okay.
whichever works.
Right, do a refresh, please. Well, now that you've got it up there, that's not a problem. All right.
Yeah, that's showing up. So we're. Is this the area or is this the tavern?
This is the area. Okay, you cannot see inside the
Great,
building,
familiar.
obviously.
Is this the same area where I might have attacked a small child?
No.
It's a similar layout.
All right, let me add you to the map. Right. Alexis.
It's not the same area. No, it doesn't.
Crimson.
Crimson's falling asleep because he's up very early tomorrow morning.
I know, long stint of days.
Yeah. Lou,
And Sid. Yep.
can we knock this on the head in about half an hour? Because I've also got to get up early for work.
Yeah, no. Likewise, we can stop this whenever you want to, people. Okay?
I return.
And encounter to see if this works. Oh, closed it. Encounters. Ah, there he is.
Have you remembered Marcel?
Waffles. Well, where's he right? There. Is that waffles? Waffles. Look, I have a waffles token.
We actually have a waffles token now?
I
Yes.
have a waffles
I
token.
have a waffles token.
Joking.
It even has a monster stat block as well.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
not sure which
Ooh.
I've actually made it
It'll
work now.
Right. So
Okay. Right. You guys get off the boat or walk.
We were walking.
You've walked down through the East Wall district and you've come to this area towards the Lane Mare, and there are two street urchins sat there, and as soon as they see you, one of them bangs twice in a half empty barrel, right, and you hear the tap get picked up a bit further on.
Which building is the Lame Mare?
The Lane Mare is, and I'm going to reveal a tiny bit of it for you. This one there, down the bottom corner.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the right hand side.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're not being. I take it we're still not feeling threatened, as such.
You feel that you are definitely here at Sufferance. Yeah? This is not a friendly place.
Yeah.
This is not your guys' comfort zone. Right? There's some pretty hard looking people, some pretty desperate looking people. This is a quite depressed area. Right? This is effectively you've walked onto like Moss Side, so bad estate. Yeah? Right? And you lot aren't really trying to blend in. You're still all tanked up, and you've got a steel tiger with you and stuff, and a dragon.
Well, to be fair, we are here at invitation, so.
I know you are, but it doesn't because you hear their invitation doesn't mean that everybody's got the same playbook. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. So we carry on. I'll carry on heading towards the tavern.
Okay. So you can move yourselves, guys, or I can move you. I'll move Crimson. Sue. Yeah.
Exact same. So I just redone it.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah.
I'll move Crimson. Crimson taking the lead.
Perception check.
Oh, Alexis is doing a perception check.
Terrible
Right,
perception
and that
check.
is the main mayor in front of you. Okay.
Okay.
There's various stuff sat around. I've not put them all in. They're all kind of lounging and smoking. It's now night time. Right. The pub sounds quite busy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Uh, do you go in?
Yep.
Okay. Ivor, are you leading the way?
Well,
Where's the
seeing as
door?
I was the one that was directly spoken to, yes.
As you walk up the steps, the guy puts his arm out and says, "And you are?"
Here at invitation, so you know who I am.
Whose fucking invitation, dickhead?
Benjamin's.
Stay there. Right. He cracks the door open. You get a burst of music. Come out. Right. There's music dies down a bit inside.
Mm.
Yeah. And he goes, "Okay, guys, in you go. Better behave yourself."
Always.
Right. I'm going to take it. It's going to
Oh.
take me a second to reveal some of this.
Well, I was going to say, why don't we, as we're walking in there, call
Yeah.
that for the evening?
Yeah. If
Yeah, it's a good stop point.
We'll leave it on a bit of a cliffhanger. We're just walking into the pub. The other guys are going to chat up some rats.
Yeah.
The druid's going to go do druid things.